Welcome back to Sunrise. It is now time for Law and Order JA. So the question posed to us today is, my name is Eric and I'm becoming a father in a few months, but my child's mother and I aren't together. And she's been saying that I will only be able to see our child when she says so. I don't want any drama, I just want to be a good father, so what are my rights? Well, returning to Sunrise this morning to give us counsel on this matter is managing attorney at Right Legal Attorneys at Law, Anwar Wright. Welcome to Sunrise, Anwar. Good to have you again.
Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Awesome.
First things first, what are the laws that govern parental rights in Jamaica?
Okay, well, that law is the Children Guardianship and Custody Act, and that sets out the rights of parents in relation to children.
So as per Eric's question now, Eric now must have some rights.
Right, and it is quite unfortunate that, you know, mother has taken this unreasonable stance.
Yeah.
You have the stigma, as we know it, to be that fathers are the ones who, you know, normally don't want to step up. But here you have Eric, and he is wanting to step up, and mother is adopting a position to prevent that.
And it is not, in your practice, an uncommon thing, I would imagine.
No, it is not.
Because we tend to feel that this is the anomaly, and that when you have absentee fathers, the common trend is for the father to be the one. But it is actually, I would imagine, far more frequent than people think.
Yes, and I should say that it is quite unlawful for one parent to prevent another parent from having reasonable access to that child, right? And in Eric's situation here now, I would advise him to go and seek an attorney. Well, before that, we live in the real world here, and normally I would advise that any steps that can be taken outside of court to reach amicable resolution is the best route to go.
Mediation
Dispute Resolution Foundation or something.
Or even a trusted family member, or even to the church, or seek a counselor. This is before the child is born, so that all those issues in relation to mother's position can be fleshed out.
Correct.
In the instance that, you know, the child is born and mother is still of the same disposition, then I would advise Eric to seek the assistance of an attorney to get the appropriate application before the court to enforce his rights.
Does the law speak to rights of the parent, or does the law speak to rights of the mother and rights of the father?
Okay, the only consideration in relation to a child is what is in the best interest of that child. That is the standard that is used by the court to determine parental rights, which is normally custody and access and maintenance issues.
Right. Because I note, and I can only go with what he has said in assessing the scenario, but he has said that the mother says that he will only have access when she says so.
Yes.
And it may turn out, but it may not, but it may turn out that she dictates that he can have regular access. But it is still within the realms of what she dictates. And what he is saying is, I don't want that, what you dictate. And so how does one seek an order from the court? How does one seek an enforcement of my or his or anybody else's rights to go against something like that, you are handing down an edict that it is you who will determine?
You will have to seek redress from the court. Court will make an order in respect of the rights, which, as I said, is based on what's in the best interest of that child. Not what I feel and what mother feels, no, what is best for this child. So even if Eric can't afford an attorney at law, he can go to the nearest parish court or the nearest family court, family court in Kingston, but the nearest parish court for the outer areas. And he can speak to a clerk and tell them the situation, and they will prepare the appropriate application to be put before the court, and the court can make a determination in relation to his rights.
Go ahead.
If I might, Because I'm also curious, he stated that I will become a father in a few months,
Right.
which means that this child is still in utero. So at present, the child is a part of the mother right now.
Yes.
So are there any rights that exist to parents, or are...
So I'll tell you, whilst that child remains unborn, the rights of both parents are neutral in abeyance. Yes.
Okay. So what does that mean in real terms?
That means that it is equal at a standstill until a court determines otherwise.
Oh.
So, for example, Eric could actually say he would like to go to the doctor's visits and
Yes.
see his child and update on the baby.
He wants to be there at the ultrasound?
He wants to be there at the birth.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He has those rights.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then, so people think, you know, because she's pregnant, boy,
It's her child, yes.
no, but the father still has rights.
He does.
I actually and then once the child is here, obviously, everything we said before would come into play.
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to actually tap into, because I know, Anwar, that you often deal with family matters.
Yes.
How prevalent is the conversation that we're having? How prevalent is what we are discussing seen by you day in, day out?
All the time, all the time. And there is a misconception, as you pointed out, that the child is mine. From mother's position, the child is mine. I gave birth to the child, so the child is mine. The child has to suckle from my breast, so the child is mine. You only facilitated that as father. No, that's not how the law works.
That's not how the law works.
But also, can we just, again, I know we spoke about this a bit earlier, it is, each role is so critically important. And ideally, as the law states, the best interest of the child is what should come first, always.
And I just want to advise parents on a whole, be reasonable.
Yeah.
It's not about you, it's not about the father, it's not about the mother,
It's the
it's
child,
really
yeah.
about the child.
Yeah. Egos have to be put aside.
Definitely,
It's ego.
definitely. We had a conversation some weeks ago about weaponizing, using your
Yes.
children as a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No,
Indeed.
no. Thank you. Always
you very
good to
much.
have you. That was
You're
Anwar
welcome.
Wright, managing attorney at Wright Legal, attorneys at law. On the other side of the break, your golden ticket awaits. We're winning big with the Supreme Ventures Golden Ticket promotion. Actually, I should make you do that one in a Dennis, because you can go in your game show voice. Shoot, please stay with us. More to come. You can win big.